Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, and I'm here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Here's a question that I'd like to pose to the American society. How many of you today, if going to bed tonight, you could not wake up tomorrow? And I'm not talking about because you're sick and inflamed with this disease or this problem, but you just wouldn't want to wake up and would think that it is a God-given blessing for you not to wake up tomorrow. If you knew that you could do this and not feel any pain, just go to sleep and that's it. Go off into wherever going off into is. How many of you would accept that? Well, there are, whether you know it or not, there are millions who would go for it. Millions who would go for it. And most of those millions are people who suffer in life every day. Sure, you find people who can do it, the things that they want to. They got the basic essentials for survival, and then that extra that allows them to pretend as if everything is everything. Yeah, they'll probably want to be here tomorrow. But what about those who are sick right now and can't go to the doctor? What about those right now who are having all kinds of problems? Can't get the snow out of their yard, off their cars or vehicles. Can't travel anywhere, wondering if there's food in the cupboard. Wondering if they got any pets that they could eat, or if they get sick or hurt something, can they get any care? Now, not all of those would want to die, but some of them would. But I ask you this, ladies and gentlemen, the truth of the matter is, whether you wanted to die or not, every human being on the face of the earth at one time or another want to live. They were put here basically so that they could live, so that the essentials for survival are met. And they were given by a power outside of Republicans and Democrats. They were given out of a power outside of men or women or young folks or old folks. That design was given by the power that created this earth and put us here and gave us the ability to make a choice. Now, I'm talking to you today about the choices that we've made. We've made a choice that says that in America, and I'm sure across the world, that there are people who can be rich. They can have so much wealth that doesn't matter. They can build barns and they will continue to overflow. And people will be standing outside the barn trying to see if they can find any scraps. And these people would not care. There are people in the world today who would want to have power and so much control, they will take away everything that you got and promise you that they will help you if you take a gun and put it in your hand and go out and kill for them, taking the chance that you might get killed so that they can have power. And just think about the armies all across the globe are designed just that way. There are people in military forces wherever they are for income, dying and killing, like happening in Russia and over in Ukraine where they're doing these kinds of things, and in America where they're trying to, and in Peru where they tried to pull it, and I think Peru is going to put a cap on it, I'm not sure. Over in Germany where they've been trying to do it, but maybe they put a cap on it. But in America here, we were wide open. I've never heard anybody before speak of this, but I do know that in America we were given an inspiration. We were given a possible politician that said God is the author of this stuff, and if we allow ourselves to return to the way that God has designed it, we wouldn't have to worry about what goes on. We would have peace and prosperity in our living. We'd have joy. We'd have freedom. We've had happiness. The dreams that we have, we'd be living them when we want, when we need, when we desire. That was the message. All you got to do is treat people like you want to be treated and stop acting a stinking fool. But we can't stop acting what we are, stinking fools. We were raised as stinking fools. Ever since we've been in America, we've been hating racism and bigotry and lies and stealing. That's stinking fools. And this is the kind of stuff that keeps us living in hell. And yes, there are people here, right here in America, living in hell. I wouldn't be talking to you, perhaps, if I wasn't living in hell. I'm living in pure D hell. I see the stuff all around me. I'm not the only one suffering, but I see the suffering around me, all around me. You know, that suffering that is not visible with my eye, I hear it with my ear, and that when I can't hear with my ear, I imagine with my soul. The wars, the hatred, the racism, the bigotry. Do you know, as I was saying, the politicians have never come to America and offered them the desires of their heart, except one. That one ran as president of the United States, and he had to run as a write-in because people were so disinterested in what he talked about. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. Health care for everybody. Hell, they didn't want to have nothing to do with that. Why? Look at the way it is today. Those who got money, they don't worry about health care. If you're talking about health care, they're talking about that's socialism, socialized medicine. That means socialized medicine. Like, for instance, today, I need the doctor. I got an appointment for 3 months up the road. Not now, 3 months up the road. 3 months up the road, that's my whatever problem they've taken me out. But that's the best they can do, because this is the system that we're living in. And the people in America are not smart enough. They don't have enough heart. They don't have enough soul. They don't have enough God, enough spirit, enough love in them to take care of this crap. They just walk around here challenging. I'm dog eat dog. Can I outdo you? Can I outdo you? And what you got, I got. You walking around here like a dead bone with no meat on it. Now, I can say these things because I'm tired of this crap. And God brought me here to say what I'm saying today. And if I go to sleep tonight, please just don't give me no pain. And that would be the best Christmas gift I could possibly have. I walked around here and told this. I was working for a guy. I took $20,000 from him and gave it away. Then went and reported to him that I took this $20,000 away. Why? Because I want to go be charged. And I was charged. What I want to be charged for, so I can go to court. When I go to court for it. So maybe you guys will be interested enough to come and find out what I'm there for. But if you're not, the records will be made. And I did it for that reason. Now, you didn't show. Nobody wanted to tell you. The newspaper didn't tell you what I'd done. They wouldn't tell you about my trial, anything. It was just set up. And you didn't come because you didn't know about it. But the records are there, I think. But I couldn't tell you the things that I wanted to tell you because the judge said it would not be permissible. And so I had to skate. But I did the time so I can stand before you today and tell you that what I stood for was worth doing the time. And that was just the truth. But the benefit for you? What benefit did you have? You turned your back on what God offered. And what did you bring in? A Donald Trump that's corrupted this society all the way back to its beginning. All the way back to its beginning. Most of you who live in this country, never known anything as ugly and stinking as Donald Trump. But he's here. They said in Peru. They said in Germany they're trying the same thing, that even maybe using the same playbook that they used here for the past couple of years. But they got those guys rounded up and locked up. And Donald Trump's still walking around here telling me, I want to be the president next time. You got millions of people out here telling me, we want him. All this hatred, all of this low down, dirty ignorance. And we have to live through this. Why? Because 1 million people need to go to the doctor right now, but there are no doctors that can deal with it. We don't have enough. We don't have enough schools. We don't never have enough hospitals. We don't ever have enough of the resources that we need to take care of the people's need. Why? Because they are ignorant, low down, dirty, demonic people in this earth. All they want is themselves and to watch you. Who could bring a bunch of men that have no military experience and say, we're going to call you into a draft and give you a gun and say, go kill for us or die for us, when you can't even shoot a gun? And then you line yourself up, put a gun in your hand, and walk out there to get killed because you don't know what you're doing. You don't think this is hell? I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you had a chance to go to bed tonight feeling good, and you could pass right on out of this world, feeling as good as you felt, or as sick as you felt, but knowing after you're gone that you have to endure it not one more moment. How do we parents feel who got kids who get so corrupted in a society that's designed against them that they cannot live? They go out and do everything that is considered as despicable, trying to survive, and the rest of us walking around here like we're somebody. I'm nobody, and I don't want to be anybody in this hell. I don't want to be anybody in this hell. You can have it. Look at Cruz. Look at all those Republicans. Look at those guys in the Congress and in the United States Senate. Look how they just stood up and accepted this bull. They accepted, they received it as if it was a gift. And there was nothing the other people could do about it that they know of. Legally, their hands were tied, and here we are today. They could have done the same thing they've done over in Germany. They could have said, we're not going to take this crap anymore. But in order to say it, you got to be standing on the right foot. Whatever you stand for one must be the same thing that you stand for all. If somebody's going to suffer, let them all suffer. If somebody's going to have food, make sure that everybody got food. If somebody's going to drive a car, make sure if they want to, everybody can drive a car. If anybody can live, God dog it, somebody just sit up and say, well, they are nobody. You can have a house over here looking good, a house living over looking, nah, the trash over here, say, get that trash can out of here. Get the people off the street. You don't give them no home. Give them a tent and sit them over there somewhere behind the fence. And this is America. I don't want to have anything to do with this shit, because that's what it is. Shit. And God allowed me to say it. Shit. Well, you can change it any day. You don't have to have an election. You can take those guys in that Congress right now, in the House of Representatives and in the United States Senate, who stood up and turned their backs on you, and pull them out. Nobody waiting on an election. Snatch their butts out of here now. Why? Because they don't care about the folks. They don't care about you. If they care about you, they don't care about your cousins. But you're sitting down on your tail thinking it's all right because you don't feel the bite just yet. You wait for the bite to come to you. And when it comes to you, you won't be able to deal with it because you won't have any support. Well, let me go. I ain't got nothing else to say to you.